Local sports stores are worried about getting caught in the crossfire of the escalating trade war. Companies across Alberta rely on both access to the U.S. market and American imports. This Southwest Lacrosse store buys 85% of its inventory from the U.S.
Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So throw 25% on that, and that makes a big difference on the prices on the wall.
Wilson says some of his gear is manufactured in China, which could also affect prices for consumers because the U.S. has imposed a 20% tariff on Chinese imports.
It impacts what I bring in. Do I bring in a lot of inventory now and try to get ahead of the tariffs? And then what happens if the tariffs don't stick around? Do you have to reprice everything?
Wilson says he's worried about passing on high costs to his clients. And families across the province are already struggling to pay for equipment, according to KidSport. The nonprofit helps low-income families with sports registration fees and gear.
Demand has, especially over the last couple of years, has really started to skyrocket on both sides, the registration fee side and the equipment.
Webster expects demand to climb as high as 25% this year. Most of the gear for sale at this hockey store was made in China and shipped through the U.S.
Our orders for next season are in place already. Now it's the unknown of if they're going to actually tack on a tariff onto that and a surcharge for us retailers, which unfortunately passed on to the end consumer.
The constantly shifting tariff threats are also bringing unknowns to equipment manufacturers. Prairie Sticks makes custom wood baseball bats near Red Deer.
About 15% of our business is into the U.S., so that may dry up in a matter of days or weeks.
Greenberg hopes the Buy Canadian movement helps out bat companies on this side of the border. But it could also mean higher demand for Canadian lumber, which would make it harder to get raw materials. Brendan Coulter, CBC News, Calgary.